Hello, possums.
That's what they wanted, Bob.
Good evening. Yeah, should be another good one tonight. Obviously, I'm back at home, so I've got a little bit more input as to some of the battles that we might see tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be fantastic. And now a man also who joined us last week. He's not driving this week. He mightn't have even driven last week. I welcome Jimbleton. How are you, brother?
Very well, thank you, mate. Awesome to be here. Got plenty of screens in front of me and ready to try and catch all the action that we're probably going to have.
Perfect segue there, Bob, because we do have his setup here to have a look at. As Albert, good evening. Buenos noches, Alberto. Good luck to everybody racing tonight. Thank you, Albert. It's great to hear from you. As we go back to this setup now, Jim, we've got it on the screen now. Not sure whether you can see that as well, Bob, but can you talk us through it? There's a Red Bull hanging from the roof there. And can you explain from left to right these screens and what they do, please?
Oh, you know, we've got your main stream in the middle. We've got mine on the right, just making sure I'm broadcasting okay. And then at the top is the actual PS5 stream that I'm controlling. But it's overload. I don't know where to look at the moment, Trev.
Lots of on there as we head back to the action this time, and it is qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. And Burradog goes to the top of the timing sheets with a 2:10.945. What kind of times are we going to be seeing here tonight, Bob? In this session, we've got what do we got? 35 degrees track temperature. A little bit cooler than last week, but we're going to see anybody into those 209s, do you think?
Yeah, I reckon so. We've already seen the hot lap that you just put up at the start of the stream. That was from Figo. Now, Figo on that lap, that was a 209.2. Yeah, I reckon we're going to see a few people in 209s. And
speaking of qualifying times, Geordie, hello to you. Geordie says it will be interesting to see how many qualifying laps get disallowed because of track limits here tonight. It is a track that is very harsh, isn't it, Jim, on the track limits?
Yeah, big times. Sector 1 and Sector 3 have all got really, really nasty corners, especially through the S's, just at the end of Sector 1. It's crazy how tight it is.
As speaking of Jim, there we go. We've got the stream back up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, so we've got everything covered from all angles here tonight. Yellow flag. No, it's one of those yellows, Bob. It's just messing with me at the moment. As we see Brocky then, so straight away, these times are tumbling. We saw the drivers, they spend a couple of minutes, a couple of laps just warming up, don't they, Bob, before they start their hot laps. And you can see right at the top, we'll get to those points in a moment for this championship. Only a short series, of course, but 2:10.1 for Brocky. Didn't have the greatest race this time out last week at Indianapolis, but he'll be looking to have a better one this time around, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guys, you know, if they're mid-season or whatever, they're used to a specific car. They're used to the, you know, the characteristics. You chuck these little mini series in there, and obviously you've got to train all of those little quirks that, you know, that the other cars have got. You've got to train them out of yourself just for, you know, 3 races. So it is very difficult. We do know Brocky is an extremely fast driver. We saw a couple of mistakes from him last week, but yeah, I reckon this car should be better suited to him.
As we're taking riding on board with who are we riding on board there, Jim, coming onto the main straight?
That's Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire. We might check out what he is doing. And look at this. I think we've got one extra this week, fellas. So we've got Vintage Racer 1967, and look how close it is. As Geordie says, John has been practicing in the 1990 Countach. Speaking of these cars, the Lamborghinis, the Evo 2 Super Trofeo Evo 2, as we see the cars come across the line. Wilkinson into the 209.837, if you don't mind. So, boy, these times are starting to tumble, and look how close it is. Only a second all the way down to Burradog there. And we're going to have a look at these points. We had a look at Jim's setup, but let's have a look at the points on your screen now. After round 1, RPR leading with 91. Shakedown Ruse on 74, and KRL. Not sure if we want to see that down there on 66. Getting the bronze medal as we head back to qualifying now. Jason in first, Brocky in second. Rain of Fire. You can see there, Rain of Fire just behind Brocky on this lap. And you can see this series, like we said, 30 minutes practice, 20 minutes qualifying, followed by a 60-minute race. And I think we have, yes, we've got one mandatory pit stop, dynamic fuel time, 30 seconds for a tyre change. And Bob, the forecast is nice and clear for the 60 minutes of racing action coming up.
Yeah, I think it's a good job that we've got, you know, a dry race. These cars are a bit of a handful. It's certainly a testing track. If we were to add weather into it, yeah, we might see half the field decide to rage quit.
Well, we're in Texas, and not too much rain here at the moment. As here we go then across the line. Sexy Rexy Brocky starting another run. 10 minutes remaining in this session. And let's go right down the field now, sideways in the pits. And I think apart from, we've got Kilroy also joining us yet again, the 562. The ST Lamborghinis looking nice and sounding even better here tonight. Mayo in 23rd. John, who's a fair way down the field, but yet to set a time, along with Son of Spawn, Saint Sim. And we've got a new name here, do we? Fly Sky DHK. I've got to be careful how I say that one, Bob, but good to see another new name in the field tonight. Yeah,
so it's gathering a bit of interest, this little mini series. So obviously, you know, it started off with 3 leagues. We then had a little bit more interest given, so there's actually like a joint entry between 2 of the leagues. So yeah, this, you know, it's getting the interest that it deserves. And you know, the title, since the rollout of 1.8 and the little quirks and little bugs are getting fixed, yeah, I think we're going to start to see a lot more people racing again.
And it's great to have them, more the merrier, as Geordie wants to know. We're going to get a pit lane. Who's doing it? I think we're going to send Jimbledon down, are we, to the grid to do the grid walk? Geordie saying, are we going to get a pit lane walk interview with all the American megastars? I've got to say, Jim, they might kick you off down there, or what is Martin? Of course I can do that, because I just did when he forget who that was. But anyway, we'll have to send Jim down to the grid before we kick off tonight. Thank you, Geordie. Great to have your company here tonight. Please, if you are watching and you haven't followed, I know there's a few of you out there. We've got 40-something followers, Bob. And we need to get to 50 very, very shortly. 8.5 minutes to go in this one. We've had a look at the points. Here is a KRL man in first position, 209.837. And then Brocky, who's just behind Vintage Racer at the moment. So fairly spread out here on these qualifying runs. Here we are, the Circuit of the Americas, 5.5 kilometres long, or 3.4 miles, depending on where you come from. How many corners have we got? 20 corners, and it's another one of those brilliantly Herman Tilke tracks, as I think we've lost Jimbo's stream there. We'll come back to that in a moment. But I've got to say, it's one of those circuits. It's not a bad track, but it can punish you if you do get it wrong. And we've already mentioned track limits, as we've got some times tumbling here. Figo, is he going to be happy with that time at the moment, Bob? Because that was a very, very sexy lap we saw leading into the stream. I reckon he's got a little bit more pace in that car at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. So I've just jumped on board with him, actually. He did follow Branchy across the line, so he did have a little bit of tow for the first 100 metres or so of the start-finish straight. So let's see if that's given him a little bit of extra.
And we'll wait and see there, as how good is this picture-in-picture. If you don't mind, we can see sexy Rexy Buckingham. And you can see, I don't think it is sexy Rexy in the top right-hand corner of your screen. We've got Jim's stream back. Jim, what can you see down there in pit lane? Can you give us an update? What's happening?
Yeah, we've got Burradog from Ruse, who's driving for Shakedown tonight, just starting a lap. We're riding on board with him, and he's just settling in. He's currently in 8th place, 1.1 second behind.
And fantastic stuff, working beautifully there tonight. We've got Bob, myself, and Jimbledon alongside him as well. Lucky 13 people watching the stream. Geordie, he says, what does he say? Personally really like this track in open wheelers with downforce that you can trust. Thank you, Geordie. So he's a big fan of this circuit in the open wheelers. It's if you can trust your car and you got that downforce and that speed, Bob, that first sector, whether it's F1 cars or something open wheeled, it's not a bad track. Very fast, very flowing circuit, as you can see here through the S's. Someone awesome. Where is he? 9th position, 4 tenths behind Burradog, the boss. 260 GT in 7th. And these liveries, I think the boys, they are rocking their respective league colours, I believe, tonight. I think we had a few liveries mixed up last week, Bob.
Yeah, so the guys this week, the Shakedown guys and the Ruse guys, have decided to go with a cam effect on their paintwork. I haven't been through to check that all of them have done it, but yeah, I believe that they're all going with the camouflage.
Looks very nice indeed, coming across the line. So in terms of times, we haven't seen a lot in the last couple of minutes. We're under 5 minutes to go in this session at the moment. There's our pole man, provisional pole man, with a 209.837. We haven't seen a lot of other movement on the timing screens in the last few minutes, have we, Bob? So unless they're just getting the tyres and brakes and everything warmed up to have one final crack at this.
No, I think it's one of those. It's one of those tracks that as soon as you start to push it, you're going to invalidate your lap. So I think the guys rightly went out and they managed to get some reasonable bankers in. And as they're starting to try and push the envelope, they're just having slight off tracks or they're running up on traffic. 23 cars out on the circuit. There is quite a bit of traffic out there.
It certainly is. It's going to be tight, that's for sure. And track space will be at a premium here tonight. Brocky still in second. And then it's Sexy Rexy. We might see who else further down the field. Loving some of these liveries, like you said, Bob, the camo livery. And very nice indeed. The number 59, Darksk. I'll get that right. As look at the camera work from Jim in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Just working beautifully. We got him back. He did such a good job last week, and he was an all-rounder, wasn't he, Bob? Last week, I've got to say, he was driving the car, he was spectating, he was doing it all.
Yeah, driving, streaming, commentating. I don't know how he did it.
He's a marvel, that's for sure. And we've got him here, ladies and gentlemen, as he heads back to the garage. And Geordie says John Times he needs a good smack across the face with a stiff cat. Wilco would agree with me. And thank you, Geordie. That's fantastic. As wow, Wilco has gone even quicker. My goodness, a 2-minute 09.365. That is going to take some beating, Bullseye.
Yes. So that is the sort of times I was expecting. You know, those low 209s. But yeah, I'm surprised that, you know, other than Brocky, no one really is close to Wilco tonight. The temperature has come down a little bit, so possibly we might see a couple of times come down, but it's looking quite comfortable at the top at the moment.
Well, it certainly is, as Brocky now has got something to say about that. 4/10 further back, Sexy Orexy. What can he do? 8/10. He's got a second row start at the moment, sitting in third. And we are ticking down. The time is ticking down. 60-minute race to follow this, like we said. Mandatory pit stops here tonight. Vintage Racer, good to see him on the track tonight. He was watching this stream last week. 1.1 seconds. But look how close it is through this middle part of the field. We've got 11th, 12th, 13th, all the way down to Fly Sky. And there is not much between. I think we're going to see plenty of battles. We saw it last week, but right through the field tonight, it is very close, Bob. And we're going to see action. We won't know where to look. We didn't know where to look last week, but tonight it's going to be just the same, I reckon.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, Figo has finally got something hooked up here. He's nearly half a second up.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Figo, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said before, I think, what do we got, 20 odd cars out on the circuit. So Figo is up here, I believe. Can he continue his good work for the last part of this lap? A minute to go in this session. Here he comes around this final tricky technical part of the circuit. 1.3 off pole position. What can he do tonight? He wants to be up the front, battling with the likes of Wilco, Brocky, Rex. Sexy Rexy so bad as he comes around the beautiful final part of this circuit, I've got to say, heading towards the final couple of corners. Let's see if he can go quicker here. He looks absolutely on it, doesn't he, Bob? And I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if he goes quicker.
8/10 at the moment, 9/10.
Oh, here we go. 1 point.
The power.
He's on the power out of the final corner. Let's have a look. And not quite good enough, but what's, well, I think it stayed
9.570.
Wow, look at that. And the problem for these
boys...
Look
at Wilco's time. Look at Wilco's time.
Oh, my goodness. The problem for these boys, front row, KRL front row, still guys to go. Who else have we got? Jimbledon is in the pit lane. Jimbledon, Kravitz, what is happening down there? That is the end of qualifying in terms of the session time. Jim, who have we got on hot lap, please?
Oh, we've got Fly Sky DHK sitting behind another shakedown driver. I reckon he's going for a draft down the main straight at the moment. So let's see. It's hard to pick though, guys. Really hard to pick.
Thank you, Wilco. Missed his lap. Just kidding. He's,
yeah, Aussie's just improved. He's just lifted himself up a position.
And Aussie's improved. We're looking at Fly Sky. J-Mads underweight, he reckons, Wilco's car. Bit of controversy. We'll check that in Parc Ferme as the time counting down. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 60-minute race. Action-packed coming to you here at the Circuit of the Americas. GT3 Lambo. Fly Sky, here he comes. No, Matterford. Not racing Jim. He raced last week, according to me, but we've got him up here in the commentary box. Wilco saying it was a fluke lap. Race pace won't be up there. That's right. I think he's just messing with us, I think, Bob. But we'll have a look at Fly Sky. What is he going to do? Coming around that final corner now, out onto the start-finish straight. He's down in 15th, 2.9 off the pace. Can he improve? Yes, he does. Up to 13th, Bullseye.
No, that was some lap. He obviously hooked it up. I was just on with Dask for that final lap. I think he deserves a bit of a shout out. That's the sort of position he's used to finding himself in his own league, sort of that, you know, that mid-pack sort of battle. He's up there in an inter-league race, so I think he's done himself proud there.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Wilkinson on pole position. I think I'm trying to look at your screen, Gilberton. Figo, I think, is that second. Brocky in third. Fourth for Sexy Rexy. Vintage Racer in fifth. J-Mads, go put that legal engine back in the car. Real DJR type operation there. Controversy to start this round two. Vintage Racer in fifth. Sixth for Barters. Burradog seventh. The Boss in eighth. Das alongside him in ninth. Rounding out your top 10. Whip Attack 92. Someone Awesome in 11th. Someone Awesome also. He's at 11th. That's right. Andy Byrne. Fly Sky. 14th for John. Good Vibes. 15th. Take a breath. The Branchy at 16th. Rain of Fire 17th. Son of Spawn. Sniper. Sideways. Aussie Thunder. Saint Sim. And Kilroy and Mayo. And my goodness me, that is a field and a half, if you don't mind. And I think we have I think we've got the long formation lap tonight before we get underway, Bob.
Yeah, so I mean, with these cars being a little bit tricky, yeah, it's probably safer to give them a full formation lap here tonight. These cars are going to be rapid. Give the boys all the tools that they've got available. Let's get the cars operating correctly as they go on to their first lap.
Well, there they are on the grid, all 24 of them staring down into turn one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a quick word from our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. If we did have sponsors, but there we have it. We're going to be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these short messages. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have your company here. We are almost ready for round 2 of the KRL Interleague Summer Series. You name it, Shakedown, Ruse, KRL, RPR. We are almost ready to go in these beautiful looking, beautiful sounding Lamborghini STs. Evo to the race. We're on a log formation lap, fellas. Give us your tips before we get underway, please. I'll start with you, Bullseye.
Yeah, I think we could see a bit of team orders coming here. KRL boys up front. Wilco could potentially use Figo as a rear gunner. I know the boys probably want to race each other though. And then obviously there's Brocky from RPR. But then we've automatically got 2 KRLs behind as well. So it's looking strong for the KRL boys tonight.
It's looking very strong, if you don't mind, for KRL, but we are almost ready. I hope you're ready at home, ladies and gentlemen, because we are ready to go racing. Are you ready? Are you ready? 24 drivers, 1 hour ahead of us. We're almost green. Come on, let's get on with it.
Green light.
Green means go, go, go. Green flags waving down into turn 1. Here we come, and look at that. Brocky having a look down the inside of Wilco, but Figo around the outside. Is he going to have a rear gunner for long here? I don't reckon, because Brocky looks like he's gone up into second position, as it looks like almost everyone, I think, even down the back, they've got away cleanly here on the opening lap. And it's Jason leading, as something strange is happening on the timing screens. What's going on here, Jim, please?
Dask went from 9th all the way back to the field, and I'll bring up a replay.
Something happening, thank you, all across the replays. No, it's fixed itself now. And how good is this replay stuff we've got at the moment, Bob? But boy, oh boy, it is hectic. Which way to look? Thank you very much. It is Wilco, though, holding the lead, Bob, after the first few corners here on lap 1.
Yeah, so I think we should see. Oh no, we've got someone's gone around at the back.
Somebody at the back. It looks like an orange car. They're still there, please.
87. Who's 87?
87.
Time is
87.
Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire's off. He's back on now. And Sexy, Rexy and Vintage. Barters will get out in front. We'll mention him this week. We might even do that as well. Figo should be in the pony.
Oh no.
And what's happened? We've got some more drama here on the opening lap, Bob.
No, sorry, I was just watching, as Jim's going through some of the replay, but yeah, you can see a couple of cars actually, they were pointing the wrong way, on that first lap. Heartache on the first lap.
And although, don't despair, because there's 58 minutes to go in this race. Wilco has a very handy lead, and he was foxing us, wasn't he, fellas? He reckoned it was just a bit of a fluke, that qualifying lap, but still he's looking good at the moment. And you can see riding on board, I think, with good vibes. Thank you.
Oh, we've got a move coming on. We've got a move coming on. Brocky's alongside.
Brocky's alongside. I reckon we've got a move coming on. Heat XL Racing. Have a great call, guys. Thank you. And Brocky is through. Before you go, Heat, don't forget to follow this channel. He's gone too deep, Bob. And Figo goes right back past him.
Yeah, so, it's an ultimate place to have a sniff into T1. Uphill braking, you can be very late on the brakes, but if you're just a little bit too deep, you left the door open for a switchback.
Thank you, Heat, who's followed this channel. Great to have you with us, and you can't give that man a sniff because he'll take a whole nose. And not sure where that is going, but Brocky now still third, but he's like a dog with a bone, isn't he, Bob? He's not letting Figo out of his sights. And don't forget about Sexy Rexy, yibbida folks, down there in fourth. And all the while, this is giving Wilco the chance to pull out in front, and that looked like a bit of bulgy there, Bob.
Yeah, the boys are, they're just trying to get settled in. He realised he was late on the brakes. He took a wider line, and then he's filtered back in. So, all's fair in love and war.
Sure it is. There's plenty of respect out there. It's about respect. Thank you, Vin Diesel. And lap one, Figo still in second for the time being. And we're going to head down to Jim in a short moment. Jim, we're looking to you. You're the man across the replays and everything. What can you tell us? Is anything going on further down the field, or is it all clean so far?
Yeah, I just jumped back in and had a look at what happened at Darsk. I think he just got a bit of an inside contact at turn 1 on lap 1. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get back to see what's happened with Rain of Fire and Kilroy yet.
So we'll wait and see. Thank you, Jim Woodden, joining us live and exclusive here from the Circuit of the Americas. KRL budget, Bob. We could only send one over, and that's Jim Woodden. He's in the pit lane there. We didn't quite get the grid walk we were after, but anyway, he's still. We've got him on the team. Wilco, here we go. Should say stallion amongst ponies. Geordie, he's on fire, isn't he? And that is a strange-looking camera angle there, Jim Woodden. We're going.
Yeah, that looks like a DC in a replay. So if the replay doesn't like it, if you jump back into it too soon, yeah, you end up with this floating. Yeah, it's quite spooky.
They all float, don't they, Georgie? Yes, thank you. As Figo in second now, and Brocky is taking up all of his attention and all of his mirrors. How good's this Jim Woodden fella? Absolutely fantastic, loving it. 17 people also watching here, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and you haven't followed, please consider. In fact, don't consider it, Bob. Just click follow, and that would help us out immensely. Vintage Racer, not too far behind. They're in 5th place, and look at that. They are using every inch of the track. We talked about track limits a little bit earlier on, but they're racers, aren't they, Bob? They're going to use every bit of tarmac and more that they can.
Yeah, too right. Now, I've just jumped back to Bardas, because Bardas has obviously lost a position from the start. However, he's in a bit of a sandwich at the moment. He's in between 2 camouflage cars, and he's having a look. He's making himself busy in their mirrors.
He certainly is. He's in a camo sandwich at the moment, but not for long. That sounds a bit weird, but it won't be for long. Oh, no!
He's around.
And this is a man who we didn't talk about much last week, Jim Woodden, at all, if any, in fact, and that is not good for his race. You just don't want to be involved in those sort of incidents early on, because despite plenty of time remaining, Bob, it just puts you on the back foot early on in this race.
It does, but testament to Burradog there. Burradog was the one that collected him, and he has actually given up so many positions just trying to right that wrong.
And there we have it. So lap 3 now of this race. The time is going very fast. 34 degrees track temperature here at the Circuit of the Americas. Round 2, Interleague Summer Series. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching right around the world. Jason has a 1.4 second lead over Figo, and the gap has Brocky dropped back. I think Brocky's dropped back to 4th now, and Sexy Rexy up there. Not sure if Brocky made a mistake, but he's dropped back quite a bit on that previous lap, Bob.
Yeah, there's a bit of argy-bargy going on out there, and yeah, the elbows are coming out between a few drivers.
And you can see there replay of Bardas, I think it was. Jim, what happened down there on the replay?
Yeah, just a slow rear impact from Burra into Bardas. Bit unfortunate, nothing deliberate, but yeah, Burradog did absolutely the right thing and redressed afterwards.
Thank you, Geordie. Thank you. For those that are unaware, Trev does a absolutely brilliant cricket channel. Get onto Trev's streams, absolutely magnificent. Yes, we won't talk about YouTube. I've been in a little bit of trouble with them lately, but we're sorting it out at the moment. But we're on Twitch at the moment. How good's this? Thank you, Geordie. Absolute ripper. Brocky right up Rex's ginger at the moment. In fact, he's... Wow.
Alongside.
Well, alongside, and there's not a lot of room here. As the inside quickly turns to the outside. Rex, how is he going to get this one done? He's right up behind him, and this is so close.
Yeah, Brocky is actually driving defensively. He got that move done, and then he is just defending this. waiting until he can settle back down and, you know, take it to the next step in the fight.
And that car, Bob, is so wide. We can see now from a different perspective there, Sexy Rexy right up behind him, and you can see how defensive is Brocky being at the moment. I think he's going to have another crack here as we watched the replay there from Jim. But let's have a look then. Brocky, he's losing a lot of time during all of this. While all this is going on, Bob, he's losing time, isn't he, to Figo in second?
Yeah, so that was his worst nightmare, and that's why he was so, you know, urgent in the first couple of laps. Is he obviously doesn't want to see Wilco and Figo disappear off into the distance, and unfortunately he's embroiled in this scrap with Rex at the moment, and yeah, it's just everything is favouring Wilco and Figo up front. Up front,
they lead first and second. If you don't mind, this battle for third continues. Let's take a look at the drivers lower down the order. It is Vintage Racer in fifth, Someone Awesome sixth, Andy Byrne, as Geordie pointing out that Brocky always looking at the big picture. And it is a long race, that's for sure, Geordie. Very wise words from the great man Geordie joining us tonight. One of the first to follow this Twitch channel. And what an absolute legend he is. Whip Attack in eighth, Barters. We're talking about him, and that's what we can do. We can raise awareness, Jim, for Barters here tonight. Something we didn't do last week. Something you didn't see last week was Burrow there down in 12th, Fly Sky in 13th. F1 Sniper, I haven't called his name too much tonight, Bob, but he's in a ding-dong here, if you don't mind. 13th, 14th, 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th, all together as Thunder.
Yes, he's got the job done.
And he's got the job done there. We keep saying it, battles everywhere you look, Bullseye.
Yeah, we've got little clusters at the moment. So, yeah, this little cluster is the most exciting there is at the moment. It's Fly, F1 Sniper, Spawn of Dad, Aussie Thunder, who just rattles his dentures as he goes across those bananas there. I don't know who that was going wide, but yeah, there's loads of little battles. I can't even get my words out.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with clusters, Jim, as long as they don't turn into something else.
Yeah, Boss versus Sideways, 18th, 19th place is also pretty spicy at the moment.
Spicy. I like it. Sideways. And the Boss. Great work on the cameras there. Jim Wood and back again. Zoom. You can see. I think it might have been here at this track where we heard the F1 sound effects guy a few years ago, I think, fellas. But I won't make you go through that again. But Sideways in 18th, the Boss in 19th, 1.2 back to Darks in 20th. That always gets me that one. Saint Sim, I think he dropped out last week or the week before, but he is very much online this week. And Mayo, he is in no man's land here, Bob, all the way down in 22nd place. He's neither here nor there at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's a bit unfortunate. I don't know if Mayo was involved in anything in those, you know, the couple of coming together that we saw in the first lap or two. He's improved so much over the last couple of seasons, and it's a shame to see him right at the back there.
And Harvey Mayo, he is, like we said, shame to see him at the back. He's got plenty of work to do. Sexy Rexy, yibbada. And I've got to ask my man Jim, what will this battle between Rex and Brocky be doing to those tyres? We know the guys out the front have a little bit more clear air. Does that help, Jim, when it comes to tyre wear and tyre management?
100%. Those tyres on Rex's Lambo will be screaming right now. They've been on Brocky's date for a good couple of laps. They need some air, Trev.
They certainly do, and track temperature 34, not giving them a great deal of that air time. We've got to give everybody some air time tonight, and I reckon this looks potentially like another move coming up here, Bob, for third position.
Yes, to be honest, I've seen this happen a lot with Rex and Figo, in actual fact. So Rex is capable of running bumper to bumper for the entirety of a race. He is not going to give Brocky any breathing space. Another one that I wanted to bring to your attention was Burradog. After the coming together he had with Barders and, you know, sort of yielding several positions, he's actually on the back of Branchy now and given a good account for himself.
Let's have a look. We're checking out that battle at the moment. Heat XL, thank you for joining us. There we go. Big shout out to Mayo. Thank you, Geordie. Had a prior appointment for tonight just before the race. It got cancelled and hit the track with no practice at all on this track or in this car. Great stuff from Javier, a.k.a. Mayo, a.k.a. thank you, Geordie, as we look at this battle between Burra and Branchy and Burradog, in fact, for 10th position here tonight. And the chance, everyone representing their respective leagues, as was that Burra who went off the track there, or did I see things, Bob? Branchy, in fact.
Yeah, sorry, something just grabbed my attention there. Whip Attack is in the pits. So that is a very early pit stop.
Very early indeed. And speaking of these battles, have a look how close this is. Andy and someone awesome. They are very close indeed. And Barter's not too far behind them there. You can see Barter's 81. An early pit stop. Jim, what could that be about, do you think? Very strange time to pit 16 minutes into the race for Whip Attack.
Yeah, too early. Too early. Something's gone wrong. I'm going to go back and review his last lap. He also seemed to sit in the pits longer than 30 seconds, so I'll confirm, but I suspect damage. Yeah.
Could be damage or something. Thank you, Jim, down there, pit lane. Great to have you with us. 44 minutes left in this.
We've got two others in the pits. We've got John and someone awesome in the pits.
And these two also in the pits, and that is very strange indeed. So,
two stopping, gentlemen. What do you reckon? Two stopping?
Two stop.
I don't know. I'm hazarding again. I mean, what are we? 15 minutes in? Would you run 15 minutes worth of fuel on your quali setup? Have these boys left their quali setup in?
Good question. Well, Geordie reckons temps should drop and therefore tyre wear not as bad. So not a bad time to stop if that is the case, or if you have
too
damage.
Early. Well, too early, unless it is to clear damage.
So unless there's something we didn't
no damage
see.
On Whipper.
No damage
on Whipper.
So that's interesting, isn't it, Bob?
I'm very surprised.
Can't quite see the logic. We wonder if there's a method. I'm sure we'll find out whether there's a method to his madness. But speaking of Brocky, he's making Sexy Rexy mad at the moment because he is still all over the back of him. And this, if they keep going like this, Bob, they're almost, I wouldn't say they're out on their own, but Vintage 5.5 seconds further back. So it could be a bit of a duel here for P3 in this race if they stay as they are now, battling it out.
Well, to be honest, then they're actually not out of touch with the leaders. If we look at the gaps, they're all still on the same stretch.
So you can see there, they're not exactly out of it, are they? Like you said, you're spot on, Bob. As we're taking a look at some lap times at the moment to see what's going on there. 42 minutes left in this one. Let's recap. If you're just joining us, hello to you. It is this man, the number 19, Jason Wilkinson, representing KRL and Carrum Downs. Everybody down there will be watching at Carrum Downs on a big screen somewhere down there. But he leads 1.9 Figo. That gap less than 2 seconds now, Bob. And we said about Sexy Rexy and Brocky, even despite that battle, it looks as though they're closing up on Figo. Is tyre wear becoming an issue already?
It could be a number of things. I mean, the temperature isn't changing yet. Tyre wear, I wouldn't expect it after 18 minutes, but it's not impossible. I would say this is probably more to do with as the weight is shifting, as the fuel load is changing. It may be certain boys have had a bit more practice and are a bit more accustomed to how the car feels in this state.
There we have it. I've got to say that Brocky now dropping a little bit further back. Could be to conserve that tyre wear. Vintage Racer 1967 in 5th position, well ahead of Andy and Barters as well, who's coming
this is
through
a battle
here.
to watch, guys. Andy versus Barters.
This is the one to watch, Jim. You can see top right-hand corner of your picture, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it's at the moment between Andy and Barters. Very close speaking. As the sun begins to set here at the Circuit of the Americas, we might see those temperatures track and air temperature going down in the next 41 minutes. But passing opportunity down the back straight. Is this a passing opportunity, Bob? Is he close enough? I don't think so on this occasion.
No, not close enough yet. But I mean, Bardas should be pretty comfortable here. He used to race a lot in the Lambo. He, of course, has raced with Ruse and with KRL and also RPR. So he's one of the old heads out there, and he's mixed it with most leagues.
He's a man very experienced. Like you said, he's been across different leagues. He's got plenty of experience at all of these circuits. As we're going to keep an eye. I'll tell you what, there's a bit happening here between Boss, F1 Sniper, and then Boss. In fact, I think he's past
that's
F1
a lovely
Sniper.
little. Yeah, that's a lovely little 4 cars, all underneath a hanky.
Yeah, I've got to say, Boss is, 3 laps ago, he was down in 18th, 17th place around about there. He is on a move. He is just charging his way through the field right now.
And the Boss is doing very nicely indeed, that's for sure. He is up to 14th position. We've had 4 drivers make pit stops. Someone awesome, John Whip Attack, who pitted very early and sideways as well. Voodoo Nigerian Prince. Over there in South Australia. Nice little train here forming Toot Toot all aboard, and it is a very nice train as we've got 2. Oh, the boss has gone off, hasn't he, into the sunset, but the battle's still going on behind him. Dark F1 Sniper, Son of Spawn, 3 purples all going at it for 14th, 15th and 16th position. And don't forget about Mayo, the man who didn't have a lot of practice tonight, in 19th. He's cracked into the top 20. And he's coming up to Kilroy. How have you found Kilroy's performance tonight? Been very quiet, slowly up to 18th though. He's got a fair way to go as well, Bob.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there's been a couple of incidents early on. You can see a little bit of damage on a few of the cars out there. We've got little pockets. But yeah, I mean, most of the boys will be reasonably happy where they are. Obviously, there's a couple that will feel hard done by, but yeah, it will iron itself out. There's still another round left for these boys as well.
Certainly is. The point situation, we'll get onto that a little bit later on as well, but KRL in a lowly 3rd on 66 points. Could possibly change tonight. As you can see on board inside the cockpit of these Lamborghinis, Jim, that sun, it's just at that level, isn't it? It's like when you're just driving down to the corner store first thing in the morning to get a litre of milk, and the sun just at that awkward level. Does that affect that you're finding your braking point and judging some of these corners?
I think it's absolutely affecting the car placement. If you have a look at Rocky's last 6 laps, every single one has been invalidated. Now, we can't see what track warnings he's had, but surely some of these cars are getting close.
They must be getting close. 6 laps in a row invalidated. That's especially this first sector, because it's just so much runoff here, isn't there, Bob? That you can go off the track. It's not like straight into gravel, is it? You can go off, but it's very, very risky to get those warnings. But Sexy Rexy is getting very close to Figo here. Very close indeed. In fact, what's going on with Figo, Bob? Because he's about to get passed here by Sexy Rexy.
Yeah, we saw this not so long ago. That Figo used to be the one that used to do all the setup work for the cars. He used to actually stand head and shoulders above Rex. But as the last few seasons have gone by, Rex is actually showing himself to be quite an adversary.
He certainly is. Sexy Rexy, yibbiter indeed. He's having a look, but so too is Brocky behind him. in 4th place. And I've got to say, we had to announce something too. It's just come back into my mind at the moment, Bob. Was it something to do with Porsches? We'll get onto that. We've got 36 minutes to go, but we'll stick with the Lamborghinis because look at this battle at the moment. Figo, Sexy, Rexy, not exactly leaving them behind. Wilco, is he at the front? 3.2. It's a comfortable gap, but not certainly not home by any stretch of the imagination. But Rexy, Sexy, Rexy, Figo, and Brocky absolutely going at it. When do we see the pit window? What time, Bob, is it for the pit stops? Well,
yeah. Well, there we go.
There we.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That answers that question. And well, I was just thinking, if you're in that train, Bob, is it worth pitting, Jim? Down to you.
Yeah, I'll stay on board these two. You can check out the track action, and the guys can tune in the top corner to see who gets out ahead in the pit lane.
And if you want to see what is going on in pit lane, that is Jim up in the top right-hand corner of your screen, right across it. And Figo has decided to stay out. Now, this is interesting, Bob. Let's just wait and see. It's going to be interesting to see whether it's the undercut or the overcut that's going to work here in tonight's race.
Yeah, so I think Rex has obviously thought, right, I want the undercut on Figo. Let's have a fight, or let's not take each other out in a fight. Let's try and, do it in the strategy. I don't think he will have factored Brocky following him in. Right, and he is off. So maybe Brocky had a little bit of damage. So that gap has extended. So yeah, this is looking like a good move for Rex at the moment.
As Geordie can't see anyone catching 5-year-old. Hang on, let me just get back to that. 5-year-old Stiff Cat Wilco, Brocky for second. Thank you, Geordie. We're watching the pit lane, and is that Brocky? I think out. Where on earth has he gone down to, Jim? I think he's down in 14th, 15th. He's out back on the track now. So what is it? 30 seconds to change tyres, and then of course anything further to that. In terms of damage, it's going to take a little bit longer, but Vintage Racer all out on his own, having a nice little race as the sun sets here. We've gone down a degree in the track temperature, down a degree as well in the ambient temperature. 34 minutes remaining in this one. 14 people watching, and oh boy, let's get chatting, please, people. Get those comments coming in. 11 laps gone of this one here at the Circuit of the Americas. It's bigger in Texas, and I've got to say this has been a big race so far. Figo in the pits. He's not mucking around, Bob. He's in the pits a lap after the rest of them.
Yeah, so we'll see how this settles these three at least, very shortly. Now, Wilco did this in the last race, didn't he? He went very long. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see Wilco not pit until 20 minutes left to go, and then he can really hammer it for that final 20 minutes.
Well, he's in the box seat, isn't he? When it comes to pit stop strategies, we take a look now at Sniper down in 12th, Sexy Rexy 14th, and Brocky well and truly behind him, of course. They came in together and didn't leave together. It's like, a bad night out. You arrive together and then you go your separate ways. But Sniper, is he flirting with that pit line? Yes, he is. Son of Spawn goes through up into 30s. In 13th position, he'll go up into 12th. And there we have Sexy Rexy on the new tyres. Brocky a fair way behind him. Someone awesome. And Mayo, the man who coming in tonight without much practice, is down in 18th, yet to make his stop. But where are the close battles, please? Aussie Thunder.
Rex just getting ahead of Figo out of the pits right now.
Sexy Rexy ahead of Figo out of the pits. Look at this. And he's got the move done. Round 2. Ding, ding. Fight, Bob. The battle continues.
Yep, so that's what he was hoping for, and luckily that second and a half gap that he managed to pull on Brocky in the pits, it gave him the breathing space he needed just to get his head down, get that quick out lap, and get the job done on Figo.
And there we have it. So the battle continues for round 2. Geordie wondering after pit stops if Branchy is in the top 10. Go Branchy, says Geordie. He is in the top 10. He's 5th, but a lot of guys, including Branchy, yet to make a pit stop with 31 minutes left in this race. Almost half the race gone and half still to go. But with 13 laps having been completed, Wilco still with a handy lead. He's not coming in. Vintage Racer up into 2nd position. Andy in 3rd. Burrow Dog 4th. Branchy, your man Geordie, sitting pretty in 5th at the moment. Albeit 15 seconds behind Burrow. And then it's good vibes.
Burrow pits.
And Burrow into the pits. We'll get down to Jim in a moment. What are we seeing on the lap times, please, Jim? Anything interesting there?
Yeah, Wilco's sitting at around about sort of middle to 11. So I'm interested to see what Rex does next time around, because that's his next first full flying lap after the pit stop. So I'll report back to you.
He's going to get back to us. Great work of somebody going wide there. I didn't see who it was. Flash of purple, I think. Or it could have been someone getting lapped, maybe, Bob. They're getting out of the way nonetheless. But Rex, let's have a look to see what he can do. Jim right across it down there, pit lane style. Jimbledon is our man. Looking forward to the day. Boss goes in a single make Porsche car, says Geordie. How good is Geordie? One of our first followers on our Twitch page. Absolute champion, doing beautifully here tonight. We're getting to that time, 14 seconds until we are at the halfway point of this race. It is going so quickly, but you can see there, half gone, half still to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Son of Spawn up into 9th. Burrow going down, thank you, halfway into the race. Keep it up, boys, keep it up. And Sniper now into the pits along with Fly Sky. Someone awesome has already made his stop. Mayo is kind of out of whack there, isn't he, at the moment, down in 18th, but like we said, he's had a tough night leading in to this one. A Sniper comes out of the pits, and they're all over the place at the moment, but it is that pit stop window, and we'll wait and see what happens when they come out. Sexy Rexy, first flying lap after his pit stop. We saw it not too long ago. We'll wait and see now. We're going to see what he's doing. He's got some clear air as well, Bob, so that's going to be important, isn't it, in the later part of this race?
Yeah, anyone that manages to find themselves in a nice little pocket at the moment is laughing. The one that I'm just going to keep a slow eye on, because I think it's going to be a bit of a slow burner, is Burrow. After his pit stop, it looks like he made up a little bit of ground on Barders. Now, we know that he collected Barders early on in the race. He may have had a bit of damage. Let's see what his lap times do in the next sort of 3-4 laps.
It's going to be interesting. Let's see what's happening there. But I can tell you now, as we go through Barders, he is looking very nice indeed. Right behind someone awesome here. The battle for 13th position. And you can see Ruse, KRL, Shakedown, RPR all amongst it in round 2 of this Interleague Summer Series. And it is really, you've got to say, it has been a success, hasn't it, Bob? We saw a massive turnout last week, even a bigger turnout this week. Great to see all 4 leagues, all the different leagues coming together here for this. Well, it's like Netflix, a Netflix exclusive. It's a limited series, but so far it's been a success.
No, I mean, all the guys know of each other. We've got a great community here on ACC. There's obviously a couple of guys that they knew before this little series started that they wouldn't be able to make tonight. So, yeah, the numbers may even be bigger next week.
Oh, no, that was too close. And
there's a replay.
Replay. Look at this, top right-hand corner. Just a little kick up the bum, wasn't it? And you can see there, it's just knocked him around. And that is not great. How good's this setup we got here, Bob, with Jim working beautifully on the replay. Instant replays, if you don't mind. Geordie, call out to Jim, going in his first, to my knowledge anyway, first ACC PC driver swap race this Sunday. 4 hours at Misano. Call out to Voodoo and the great ship he runs on PC ACC. A lot of C's in that, but it is great to shout out to Jim, the great man, working beautifully on PC. Jim, that's going to be an interesting one at Misano.
Yeah, looking forward to it. That's on Sunday. A few of the guys are jumping on, and yeah, it should be a great day's racing.
Maybe we could even have a look at that one on the stream. Maybe
Hey, gentlemen, Wilco is in the pits. Rex Buckingham currently has the purple lap.
Rex has gone purple, and that means he is working beautifully there at the moment, Jim. I was about to say we might be able to check out that race at Misano there. We'll wait and see whether I can jump in as a spectator. But anyway, 4 hours. That'll get the stream hours up, as you can see there. Yep.
Last lap for Rex was a 2:10.2, so he was over a second faster than Wilco. The last few laps.
He's on fire, Bob, and boy, don't count him out yet for a race win.
They're right on each other.
This is close.
Wilco right there.
This is close. Wilco, I can't see Sexy Rexy. There he is. Yabbada yabbada. And Sexy Rexy is very close to Jason Wilkinson. I'm not sure what was going on, Jim. He's just sort of dawdling out of the pits, having a cup of tea or something. And Rex all over his ass at the moment.
Yeah, look, Wilco's tyres are not going to be ready for these S's, whereas Rex is obviously absolutely in the zone already.
Rex, Bob, look at this. It's Sexy Rexy versus Jason Wilkinson, and my goodness, Rex, he was on it, wasn't he, after his pit stop, and now as these tyres come up to temperature, he's having a real good look.
He's going to have a go.
He's going to go. Down the inside, is he going to make it stick? He sent it, and he's through.
Oh, he pulled it up beautifully. That was awesome.
Beautiful move, far out Rex, that is amazing. But now Wilco, Bob, is going to have the right of reply heading into the next corner down the main straight.
Yeah, Wilco will not want to let him get away. But obviously, as Jim said, Wilco's tyres are not going to be in their window.
And until we wait for him to get into that window, in fact, the tyres take a little bit of heating up here at the moment. The sun's setting, so temperatures are getting cooler ever so slightly. But boy, Jim, that was like daylight robbery, wasn't it? He's got into the lead, and he will not want him to get away, and he's not wanting him to get too far further down the track. Wow, where did this come from? Figo now in, well, he's kind of in
Rex
third.
is wide.
And Rex
is wide.
Rex. Sexy Rexy a little bit
Look
wide
at the
there. Replay.
Oh, my God.
Go, Rex. That's right. Thank you, Geordie. Thank you, Murray. But now Rex, who ran a little bit wide there, and he's done it again. He's gone a little bit too deep. And that's going to give Wilco a reprieve for now, Bob, as they're coming up to somebody. I think that might be our race leader, I think.
Yeah, so Dask has stayed out even longer than Wilco did. Wilco did come out of the pits on 25 minutes, so we weren't far off with the estimation there. Dask has gone very deep into this race. That may actually, make him a couple of positions as long as he can push hard, when he comes out of the pits.
And have a guess, Jim. Have a guess who's joining this little battle at the moment. Figo, right back in the action too, Jim. He's not far off the back of this lot.
Yeah, he will be just looking after his tyres, playing it smart, and just slowly bringing himself up to these three. He'll be one to watch probably in about 10 minutes because he's going to have the rubber.
Bob, give us your thoughts. Penny for your thoughts. What are they going to do here? Coming up to the man who has not pitted so far. Is he letting them through? Yes. Well, I was about to say there was a bit of a build-up there, but he's must be struggling on those. That rubber must be very, very worn at the moment, Bob, because he's just got straight out of the way there.
No, he's a wise lad. He knows this isn't his fight. His fight is in the mid pack, so there's no point in him getting embroiled in a battle with Wilco, Rex, and Figo.
It's going to cost him time, losing unnecessary time there. So they've cleared Darks in fourth place, Brocky a little bit further back, but now the battle for the lead continues. And he just had some time, didn't he? I thought he had a bit more time than what he did. But Rex, after that pit stop, Smart cookie, he sure is, Geordie, getting out of the way. He knows when to pick his battles, but Wilco had a nice little cushion, but that cushion just disappeared, didn't it, after the round of pit stops, Bob?
Yeah, it was just a shame that I think Rex probably got himself a little bit overexcited. A little bit of a white knuckle moment, you know, with the fight with Wilco, and unfortunately, as soon as Wilco's tyres came back up to temperature, you know, it's looking like it's, you know, his again.
Yep, normal service seems to be resumed. Speaking of which, we've seen this one before. What's French for deja vu, please? Figo and Sexy Rexy now getting awfully close yet again. Vintage Racer down in 6th. He's not too far behind Rocky, I don't think. And 100% Bob, Rex went too early. It's a problem that we've all experienced at one time or another, Geordie. Yeah, he did go a little bit early. Bit of a rush of blood, or maybe not. He's yeah, thank you, Geordie. Just keep it PG, please, Geordie, there, if you don't mind. He's getting a bit excited on the chat there, Bob. But anyway, great to have you with us. And we have got 20 minutes of action left, because Figo and Rex, we've had round 1, round 2, and I reckon we're getting ready for round 3 of this battle. And let's have a look. You can see them all in your picture, Jason, Rex, and he's deleted the comment there. Voodoo right across it. Thank you, Nigerian Prince. Jim, checking the replays. Have we seen anything that's sparked your interest here?
Yeah, Aussie and Sniper absolutely having a ding-dong battle. I'm just bringing up the replay now. They sort of went through the middle sector side by side for probably about 4 apexes in a row. Absolutely brilliant respect.
There we have it. It's all about the respect, and there's a lot of it here between the 4 leagues. Sniper, thank you for that. We were looking at a battle. Looks like the boss is close, very close to good vibes as well. Thank you, Voodoo. He's come in and saved the day there. How many followers, please, Voodoo? If you can check that, that'd be fantastic. We're on the road to 50. Bob, come in.
44 last I saw.
Ooh.
Last refresh I did, you're up to 44.
Oh, hello. Thank you. Just 44, if you don't mind. Lewis Hamilton's number. Less than 20 minutes remaining in this race. And I know you're not a betting man, Bob. You probably are, Jim. Don't mind a punt here. But are we thinking Wilco for the race win, or is it too early to call?
We've lost Jim.
We'll get that back. Don't you worry about that, Jim. We can see the pictures. We can't hear the sound. But Bob, I tell you what we can see is a great old ding dong. We needed a ding dong in this race here because the battle continues, and this is for 12th position. And a lot of pride on the line. That Marshall is just doing some strange things. He's been waving different coloured flags on the start-finish line, or the other start-finish line tonight, Bob. Not sure what's going through his head, but the boss is very close. Good vibes. Doing well, though. He's doing what he needs to do here.
Yeah, so this is going to turn into a 3-way scrap, because these are actually catching Branchy. So, yeah, this is going to be right to the end, I think, these 3. And
it started as a 2-way and it's ending as a 3-way. Not something I'm familiar with, but I can tell you that Branchy is going to be under pressure soon. In fact, make that now if you don't mind. We might try and get that connection fixed up there to Jim. Please, if you could just get down to the control room, Bob, or whoever, if you can manage to get down there and try and get that connection back.
Testing.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. Just doing a little bit of research there. We've lost Whipper, and I believe John just disconnected it as well. He's sitting in the pits just waiting out his timer.
And we've lost,
John did. He was one of the ones that I was trying to look for on the timing sheets. Yes, he's actually been out of the server and he's come back in.
There we have it. So we might go from We'll do a reverse grid here and take a look at the drivers lower down. Sideways is 21st and 2 laps down. Kilroy inside the top 20, minding his own business down there. Mayo, he won't be happy with his performance tonight, I don't reckon. Fly Sky in 18th. Rain of Fire, so the battles are continuing, aren't they? Well and truly down the field. Then Son of Spawn in 16th. Sniper in 15th, and it's Aussie Thunder. The Boss in 13th. That's this battle we've picked up again. Good Vibes and Branchy, the three-way continuing there outside of the top 10. Then it's Someone Awesome in 10th. Barters, a man who we pretty much did not even know existed last week. Jim, how have you seen his race tonight?
Yeah, look, he's still got the pace to sort of chip away there. He should be attacking Burradog and Andy fairly shortly. Obviously, he had that moment 20 minutes ago or so, but yeah, he's coming back. I don't think he's holding any race-ending damage.
There we have it, Barters. Thank you, Jim. Jimbledon doing very nicely indeed. We've got him in the pit lane today, but don't forget Sunday, 4 hours at Misano on the PC. We're going to have to do something to stream that if possible. But Andy Byrne, 7th, Vintage Racer. He's been very serviceable tonight. He's kept his nose clean, stayed out of trouble, Bob, but he's sitting in the top 6.
So Vintage Racer was one of the early pit stops, wasn't he? Was that the 20-minute mark for Vintage?
That was Whipper, who's no longer with us.
Right, so there was Whipper, John, and there was one other, I believe.
I'll take a look at Vintage. Vintage's pace is 11.8 at the moment.
So there we
So
have it.
still respectable lap times.
Very respectful. He's done quite well, hasn't he? He does this, he was watching the stream last week, interacting with us up here in the commentary box, and now he's in 6th. And he keeps to himself, doesn't he? We don't call his name too often, but he just gets on with the business. Jim watching Barters, wondering if anything is happening there. What's your opinion, Jim, says Geordie.
Yeah, it's a little bit more interesting than last week, Geordie.
There we go. Answering your question, Geordie. Keep those questions coming in, and the more people that chat on this stream, the better. But 20 laps gone. There is going to be some sweaty crunches out there because 14 minutes to go, and Figo and Rex, Rex and Figo. It's yibbity. They've been going at it all night, Sexy Rexy and Figo. But has Rex got the edge on him, or is Figo just foxing us at the moment? And has he got a little bit of pace up his sleeve, Bob, for the last 10 or so minutes of this one?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the guys are doing now, whether or not they're just settled into their positions and, that's where they're going to bring it home, or if some of them are just trying to save a little bit on their tyres. One person that I have noticed, he has dropped off very slightly, and that's Brocky, unfortunately.
Yep, 5.8 now behind. Oh my goodness, look at this battle. And Branchy having to go defensive through the first part of the lap, the S's. And wow, this is incredible. The Boss also interested further back, very interested.
Whoa!
Was that a bit of a nudge there, Bob?
It looked like it.
It looked more than likely, I reckon, it might have gone in for a second bite of the cherry there, I think, right?
The rubbing his racing here in Texas.
There we go, that's for sure. We're in the best part of the world for it as we come down the back straight at the moment. These two, that's let Branchy off the hook. And he is currently out front managing this little battle. Branch manager, and in 11th. Come on, you old dog, Branchy. Top 10, says Geordie. But these two, Good Vibes and the Boss, are going to have a say in it. This is one spicy meatball battle we've got going on here. And that's very close again.
Stop.
There's a replay coming up the top right. Down
Jim.
the inside of Boss.
There we have it, Jim, right across the replays. 12 minutes left in this race. Only needs 10 seconds. Looking forward, not back. Looking forward, looking back. Great stuff. Thank you, Slim. Thank you, Geordie. Thank you, everybody, for watching this race. And what's happening, Bob?
Yeah, good scrap. Rain of Fire, Son of Spawn, Fly. All three of them.
Very close. The purple cars getting together. Almost Son of Spawn now 17th. But he's looking for 16th position. In fact, Rain of Fire, and is that Sniper, I think, amongst it as well, Bob?
Yeah, Sniper's got a little bit of a gap. But I think Rain, since his coming together in the very early laps, he's obviously got his head down. He's recovered to 16th. Fair effort.
Fair effort at going further up the order at the business end. As Vintage Racer made a move here. He's up to 5th place now, Bob, if you don't mind.
So, yeah, that'll be Dask is actually struggling on his tyres now. I'd imagine they're right at the end of their life. He's got 11 minutes left. Come in, get those tired shoes off, go out and enjoy your last 10 minutes, boy.
Is Dask waiting for a safety car or something?
I don't know. Or a sprinkle of rain.
Well, the forecast is looking clear here in Texas, I reckon, for the last 10 or so minutes of this one. But we're going to recap. Vintage, sorry, you're spot on there, Bob. He still hasn't come in to make a pit stop. I wouldn't want to do 50 minutes on the same set of tyres. But anyway, we'll wait and see. I'm sure there's a plan. There's a plan there as Jim looking at those sector times. And
fastest man on the track is Rex. He's 3.5 behind Wilco, but he is about 0.4 of a second a lap faster at the moment.
This man on your screen, very fast indeed. But that gap, 3.1 seconds to our race leader. Then Figo not too far behind, and Brocky, like you said, Bob, dropping further down. Sorry, but do not know his PSN name, but Stevie B from Shakedown has been driving all race with his middle finger. Thank you, Geordie. And did we miss something going on there, Bob? There was a few oohs and ahs from your side of the commentary box. What happened?
Yeah, so no, this scrap is not finished. So F1 Sniper, Rain of Fire, Fly, they're still going at it.
Absolutely. If you don't mind, look at this battle. It is so close. There's so much on the line here tonight. And you've got to say that even right down 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, it doesn't matter. They are all fighting, Bob, for every inch of track here tonight. There's a lot of pride on the line between this lot, and it's about the respect. It's about respect. To some people, that's more important. But I've got to say, it's all about...
Oh, someone's gone around. Who was that?
Who's that? Jim.
Good vibes, branching everyone. They've just gone past someone.
They've gone past someone. I think somebody's off. We'll get the replay coming up very short. I still can't see who it was. Is there a yellow flag out? I think it's the pit lane glitch yellow flag, Bob. I cannot see who's going down the field. Is it Burrow? No, he's still looking very nice there in 8th, 9th.
I think it was someone awesome.
Someone awesome, as he's out on his own. I don't think we'll wait and see. We're getting a replay.
Yeah, someone awesome went around and it's let Branchy and Good Vibes through.
So we'll wait for those timing screens to update, but I think it was someone awesome, the number 98 Lamborghini. And we'll wait and see what happened there, but yeah, he's around.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
It'll just be on your replay now.
And you can see he's got it all wrong. And he was all on his own.
Oh no! I just saw him sort of flash through the screen. Oh, he lit it up, trying to bring himself back on the track.
There was 3 other guys there too with him coming through there, Jim. But well, he was all on his own, wasn't he? Just lost the back end.
So unlucky, so unlucky.
So that sees him down to 13th. And that's a lot of work to do. 3.3 seconds now behind that pack with 7 minutes to go, Bob. That's plenty of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to have hurt his tyres with that spin as well. Well, that series of spins. But as Geordie wanted, that is Branchy up into the top 10.
Top 10. Whether he's got to stay there, though, that's the next thing, Geordie. He's under all sorts of pressure. Good vibes. The battle continues. He doesn't have
Rain of fire on Sniper. I know you're looking at one battle there, but you've got to come back and see this one.
No, let's have a look at this one, please. Thank you, Jim. Fly Sky behind them, not too far. I think Son of Spawn might be a little bit further back. Look at that. Here we go. 14th. I beg your pardon. 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th. Right the way down the field. Oh my goodness. Purple versus orange at the moment. That is so close. Look at them stream through your picture. And boy, where to look at the moment. The battle continues. Sniper, Rain of Fire. Very close now. F1 Sniper, he's going to
14th to 18th.
Look at that.
All under a tea towel.
Damn good battles, says Geordie. Well done, guys, in commentary, organising this. Great teamwork. Thank you for that, Geordie. It's an absolute pleasure to bring this to you on a Thursday night. Let us know, Geordie, where you're watching from, please. Because with 6 minutes to go, well, we might just... we've got Burra right behind Barters, but the battles are everywhere, Bob, and we've got plenty to watch in the next 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, look at those gaps at the front now. Rex down to 2 seconds behind Wilco. Figo 2 seconds behind Rex. Brocky has dropped a further 4 seconds. He's 9 seconds off the back of Figo now. So yeah, it's all closing up front. And I can't remember who was it last week that closed up on Wilco in the final laps.
It was Alberto. No, Alberto. Oh no, it was Figo again, wasn't it?
Was it Albert or no? Albert?
It was tied anyway.
No, was it Wilco on Albert?
Wilco managed to close up on Albert, I think, but I think someone else was closing in on Wilco as well.
There we have it. So Branchy, good vibes, the boss. 10th, 11th, 12th, all together. Then we go down to Aussie Thunder Sniper, and look at this. This is incredible. Rain of Fire, I think it was, having a cheeky look. And then...
I'll look at one battle pack, you look at the other.
Yes, you look at one battle and we'll look at the other, and Rain of Fire is run wide. And when you're in this train, that could cost you 2 or 3 positions, Bob.
Yeah, 5 cars now. You literally, if you sneezed, you would miss all 5 of them.
And there we have it, Rain of Fire.
There was a, he's not around!
Contact! And no, Rain of Fire, replay, top right-hand corner of your screen. We're going to have a look at this. And that is... And you can see Rain of Fire. Who did he come at there? And was it Sniper, I think? Rain of Fire all involved in that one. And I'm not sure. I think it started a little bit earlier than that, Jim.
Yeah, Sniper went round on his own. Then Rain sort of went into one of those slow slides. And yeah, lucky that there weren't a lot of contact there.
So the battle continues. I'm just keeping an eye on those gaps at the front. They're steady at the moment with just under 4 minutes to go in this race. How good has it been? Plenty of action last week, plenty of action this week here in the Interleague Summer Series on the KRL Twitch channel. Please follow if you don't mind. That would be amazing. With 3.5 minutes to go in this race. And boy, it is up for grabs. I know last week Bob had been called out to work, so couldn't access the computer. Jim, your first time. I reckon you three are onto something here for commentary. Just need Bell, and you lot would be the most amazing team, even after you all get to know each other. Well, it's good to know that it's good to get that positive feedback, fellas, and know that. Oh my god! Oh, Spawn and Sniper.
Oh, no.
2 purple cars. Oh no, Rain of Fire as well. And now Sky is onto the marbles, and that is not good for anyone. I'm about to say 2 purple cars. Don't go into one corner there, Bob.
Oh no, I didn't know where to look then. And unfortunately, yeah, it was all the purple cars. They were spinning off like ice skating together, all sorts.
Oh,
and there's another move.
Fly down the inside. I don't think that's going to fly with Rain of Fire, as that dickhead Marshall now waving a white flag. on the main straight. What's he doing, Jimbo? But I've got to say that he's not, I tell you what, Rain of Fire is not going to wave the white flag at all because Sky down the inside.
There we
And
go.
where's Sky going? Where's he going, Bob?
Oh, he nearly killed his teammates.
Oh, no.
And he's around again.
And he's spinning around. He's not in the way. Has he got damage, Jim? It looks like he has. Whoa.
Just keeping an eye on
Yep.
the front runners. Very, very similar race pace for
Oh.
Wilco versus Brex.
Less than 2 seconds. Thank you, Jim. This man just keeps us on the straight and narrow, doesn't he, Bob? 1.9 seconds between Sexy Rexy and then we've got Figo 1.8. Then there's a big, big gap back to Vintage Racer up in fourth. That is a good result. And
So Brocky is obviously...
what's happened to Brocky?
Something's happened to Brocky. Yeah, he's dropped back to fifth now. And he's 6 seconds behind Vintage.
Well, that is interesting. We didn't see what happened, but I've got to say,
Dask finally pits.
he finally pit. Where's he going to? He's going to finish in front of John. We know that much. But apart from that, we'll wait and see where he comes out. I'd love to. I'm just having a look at the track map in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Everyone watching at home, is he going to come out? I don't think he's going to come out with that battle, is he, for further down the order? But let's have a look. Good vibes.
It's almost like Brocky let him through. Just the replay in your top corner now.
That's strange.
I wonder if he's had to go down on a fuel map. I wonder if he's close to running out of fuel.
He's very slow.
He might be cutting it fine with fuel, Jim, because like you said, it looked like he didn't put up much of a fight. As now we're back as the car's doing all sorts of funny
It's
things.
floating off again.
And
Rex
there's
half
Skynet.
a second on Wilco.
Oh, Rex!
half a
Rex!
second on Wilco.
Oh, goodness! Goodness, what's happened here? Has Wilco made a mistake? Are the tyres going off? We've got 17 seconds. Is this going to be the last lap? This could be the last lap. Surely.
I wonder if the boys might be trying for a bit of gamesmanship, and are they going to try 3 astern across the line?
Oh, let's have a look. Is this going to be the final lap of the race? Sexy Rexy, go, 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 Sexy Rexy. And thank you for that, Murray. Rest in pieces. Look at this, Wilco.
Very slow. They're driving very slow. What are they doing?
What are
They're
they
going
doing?
to try line astern. 3 cars line astern.
Is this for the end of season KRL photos?
A show of power.
Let's look at this. I thought it was going to go Rubens Barrichello on us for a second there, but it's 3 wide. KRL victory, victory, victory. 1, 2, and 3, and that looks very ominous indeed, doesn't it? But Voodoo loving that all the way from Ethiopia, and I've got to say, look at that for a finish. That's for the photographers there at the end. Finally, the marshal. What? He's been waving the green flag now. As Geordie says, KRL sucks. Just kidding. Geordie, I wouldn't get too excited. We've got the power to get rid of you off that chat, as you've seen already tonight. But no, just kidding. We want you to stick around, Andy. And it's been dominated by blue. And there'll be plenty of blue emojis going on. Having a bit of someone's paid me some money.
Vibes,
And
good
Oh.
vibes. Awesome. Good vibes.
Yeah, so
Having a look.
sorry, we missed. Borough actually managed to get the overtake done on Barders for 7th and 8th.
There we go. We're not finished yet, are we? Oh my goodness me. Where are my manners, Jim? Because we've still got these battles further down the order. He finally pitted this man, and now he's in lucky 13th. Not a bad result, probably. He'd probably take that. Huge congratulations to KRL as the Nigerian prince with his dark powers, his voodoo magic, and his witchcraft has been removing all sorts of messages that he doesn't deem appropriate for the KRL cause. But that is the end of the race, and my goodness, what a cheeky finish from the KRL boys, Bob.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling as soon as we saw that gap disappear from 2 seconds to half a second. I just had a funny feeling that they were trying to orchestrate something.
And there we have it. First 27 laps of this race, and there it is. Dead last to 14th. I'll take that, says Rain of Fire. And I've got to say that there we have it, the final results on your screen. Great points for KRL, that's for sure. We were down in third. I shouldn't say we, because I've got to stay neutral. But KRL, there we go, doing very nicely. They take the win. Wilco via Jason Wilkinson in first place. Sexy Rexy, yibbida yibbida. The formation finish, along with Figo Vintage Racer in fourth. Brocky in fifth, Andy in sixth. We're going to get these top three boys in to talk all about it very shortly. Do not go anywhere. Where was I, Bob? Seventh, I think I was. Burradog. Eighth for Barters. Ninth for Boss. And where was Branchy? No, he wasn't inside the top 10. He's in 12th. The man who doesn't pit in 13th. Rain of Fire 14th. Aussie Thunder 15th. And the rest of them, we saw battles right throughout the field as we wait for the drivers to come in. They've got their towels, their bottles of water. And Rain of Fire says, Branchy getting taken out, fellas, here with no redress. Well done, everyone. Thanks to all the drivers, the commentators. Extremely enjoyable. Thank you for that, Geordie. But, well, something happened at the end with Branchy there, and we didn't see it on... I think we were looking at that formation finish, I think.
Yeah, no. So there was the two groups, wasn't there? So we had the 10th to 13th were in one fight, and the 14th to 18th were in another fight. So yeah, there was lots of changes in that last couple of laps.
As we wait for our top three drivers to come in to the post-race driver interviews. They're currently in the waiting room, I think, fellas, and they've taken their helmets off. They've had a drink of water. They've weighed themselves, had a bit of a chat, patted each other on the arse, and now they're heading up to the post-race driver press conference. Geordie, only person having an issue with is the moderator. He's talking about the Nigerian prince. He's looking for the delete button. And you need to be looking, Geordie, for the F7 button for spell check, my friend. That's been a big issue. It's been it's been annoying me. It's just been bugging me tonight. But anyway, it's great to have you with us. I'm only kidding. We're all having fun, and we're all sensible guys, aren't we, at the end of the day? And Wilco's still making his way. It must be a long staircase up to this commentary booth and to the post-race driver press conference, Bob. But wow, what a race. We've seen another cracker, haven't we, tonight?
Yeah, no, dominant display by the KRL boys, got to be said. So I think it was the top four that they took. First other league was Rocky in fifth. So no, some awesome racing, awesome battles all the way through. Unfortunately, some people, came a cropper with some of the contact. I don't know if everything was redressed correctly, but the majority of what we saw, it was good, close, hard fighting.
And that's just what we want to see. And Jim, a man who's worn his thumbsticks down to the nubs going through those replay screens. How did you see tonight's race? Once again, action-packed, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty dominant by the KRL boys, I've got to say. No one else really had a look in from go to woe. Good to see, the majority of the field finishing. Just recapping that we had Saints, Whipper and John, one from each league, disconnect. But overall, everyone had a ripper night racing.
Great stuff. Excellent there. Now, Nigerian Prince Voodoo has deleted 38 messages and timed Geordie out for 600 seconds. Power just going to his head, that power of being one of the moderators on this particular channel. He's just gone a bit mad there, Bob, with that power. We will have to check in with him during the course of the week. He's even got the custom emojis and some sort of satanic emoji too. But it's all happening in the chat here as we wait for our drivers.
We're all here.
Yes, so they're all here. So we've got Figo, we have Rex, and we have Wilco.
We certainly do, as we might go to our race winner. Wilco, talk us through it, mate. Fantastic race tonight. Congratulations, P1, Jason, P1. Talk us through it, mate. It was action-packed, and I love the KRL photo opportunity there at the end.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. I was a bit nervous going into it because I didn't expect to get pole, if I'm honest. But then, yeah, once we got in the laps early, and yeah, just sort of we pulled away as a group, and then towards that last stint, again just pulled away. And we said we might have jumped the gun. Luckily, we didn't jinx it. But with about 20 minutes to go, we said, "How about we do a formation finish?" So I think we were sort of cruising for the rest of the race, which was good. And I was glad to see Vintage get P4 as well. So that was good. So we had KRL 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good points for the boys.
Yep, coming in P3 in the points tally tonight in this Interleague Summer Series. Good haul of points. I've got to stay neutral, Wilco, but well done. Fantastic performance to you tonight. And just taking the mickey there at the end, but a great performance. Well done.
Yeah, looking forward to the Open Strategy race in the Cup car next week. I'm not sure if that's been announced yet, but 75
go on,
minutes.
throw
Yep.
some
Yeah,
detail.
Yeah, throw us under the
Now
bus,
we're about to do
Wilco.
it, so you go on.
Oh, okay. Forget I said anything for the last 10 seconds.
That was your cue there, Wilco, to push on with that announcement, but because we've forgotten it. But anyway, thank you. We'll get back to you in a moment. Who else am I looking at here, please, Bob? Sexy Rexy, yibbida yibbida. You had a fantastic race tonight as well, mate. Talk us through it if you've got us on the line there, please.
You're on mute, Rex.
I had a very good race. The
Yeah, he's
strategy.
muted.
Oh, is he? No, I think we might just wait.
Figo's muted and unmuted. Maybe go to Figo.
Figo, yeah, we'll move right along. Thank you, Rex, for that valid contribution there. We will wait for a word from Rex in his own language in just a moment. But Figo, let us know if you are there, mate. Talk us through your race tonight for all your fans at home.
Yeah, I'm here, right, loud and clear.
Yeah, that's
so
a good
look,
start. Yep, push on.
No, good. Look, it was a good battle, I think, overall. Early on there with Brocky and Rex, and I think Rex is just in that good a form with the consistency. I think he just had me there, but I think it was interesting with the cars. If you made overcooked one corner, you kind of paid for it for the next 3 to 4, and so there was, it only took a mistake, and you could easily have someone on behind you. And I think Rex capitalised through that through the pitch strategy, and we avoided a turn 1 incident there. But that was good for the KRL boys. It was an enjoyable race, that one.
Great stuff. Congratulations, mate. A fantastic performance tonight. Podium finish for you. And like you said, nice points haul for the KRL boys, as we are going to throw back to Sexy Rexy. Have you got us there on the line?
Yeah, got you now, boys.
All right, mate. Great to hear from you, mate. Talk us through formation finish at the end. How was the race from your perspective?
Yeah, it's like at the start of the race, I really just wanted to try to stay with Brocky and try to battle him a bit to slow him up, to give Fikes and Wilco a bit of a gap, and then managed to get past Brocky, and then just sort of found a rhythm and pitted early because I'd caught up to Fikes and I didn't want to really battle him, and then found myself in front, and then from there we sort of just settled into a rhythm.
Great stuff. And after that stop, you were very close to Wilco, mate. We know it took a bit of time for Wilco's tyres to heat up, but was it just a matter of managing that gap towards the end?
Yeah, just didn't want to push it too hard. There was no point battling. So we all sort of just settled into a rhythm and just made sure that we maintained that lead.
Great stuff. Absolutely fantastic, mate. And while we've still got you there, mate, the nickname which has caught on around the KRL community, Sexy Rexy, are you liking that? Is it too late to go back from that now, given that it has stuck somewhat, but do you like it?
Yeah, no, loving it. I've always been a bit of a Rex Hunt fan.
Yibbida. That's all, folks. Thank you, Rex. Great stuff, mate. Congratulations tonight. Another good result. And a big points haul for the KRL boys.
You're just happy that you can continue to use Sexy Rexy for the rest of the KRL community races.
That's all he wanted.
Well, I thought I'd check with him while we had it.
Just get the legal document signed.
Yibbida. That's all. Okay, thank you, Wilco. Thank you, Rexy. Everybody, we are not going anywhere yet until Wilco tells us about this announcement. Breaking news, Wilco, please, can you let us know what's going on?
I'll let Jim do the talking.
Yeah, no worries. I'll jump in. Next week, round 3, the final round of the summer series. We're headed to Watkins Glen, we have tweaked it a little bit, the strategy. We are moving to an open format. It'll be 75 minutes, which means that you can choose whether you're pitting, whether you're fuel saving, whether you're, it's just anything you want. We've seen this in earlier shakedown leagues. The racing is absolutely brilliant, and that is how we'll see out the series at Watkins Glen in the new Cup car.
Fantastic stuff. There we have it. Breaking news here. We will be back next week. Well, thank you to everybody. Aussie Thunder says, well done, guys. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you. I wanted to see what Geordie was saying. Thank you, Voodoo. He's gone mad. Aussie Thunder 5, first time chatter. Don't forget to click follow. In fact, do it right now while we're still live. That'll look good a little bit later on. Sorry, Barters says Barra, and everybody else. Geordie has basically had his entire chat history disappear there. Thank you, Nigerian Prince. We're just saying, Wilco, the power's gone to his head of being the moderator on this channel. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you, Bullseye, for another great week. Thank you.
No, thanks for having me again. Yeah, looking forward to next week. Like Jim says, those 75-minute races, they throw in all kinds, especially in a cup car at Watkins Glen. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Cup cars at Watkins Glen next week. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Thank you, Jim, working the replays down there in pit lane again.
One more plug.
Oh, go on.
Doesn't sound like Jim, but
just,
anyway.
Just plug your shakedown race next week, mate.
Yeah, we're seeing out our shakedown league. We're wanting to concentrate on these community races a lot more. So next Tuesday is the final race for the Shakedown PS5 League. We do have places available around Spa for 90 minutes. So if anyone else is wanting to jump on the grid, get in contact with your league admin, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you get on the grid.
And where can the drivers who can't race, where can they watch it?
They'll be watching it on Mr. Bob Hoskins' YouTube channel.
Plugs.
Great
I love
stuff.
it.
And Misano Sunday, Jim, 4 hours around there, I think, as well, was it?
Yeah,
Yep.
and rain expected, guys. So, yeah, that'll be intense.
That's for sure. Never rains, it pours. Good vibes. Great racing, everyone. Click that follow button. Great to have everybody with us here tonight. And Geordie's Cam, he says you're in trouble. He's on the first plane over to Nigerian Airways over there to sort out Cam. But that's it. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on a Thursday night. Don't forget, next week, Watkins Glen Cup Cars. It's going to be an absolute ripper. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's been fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. But that's it for tonight. Be kind to one another. Stay friendly, and we'll see you next week. It's bye for now.